Hello! It's been such a freaking long time since I last uploaded a video. I've had other priorities that I've had to focus on, so I haven't really had time to plan, record, and upload a video, but I will be consistently uploading once a week very soon, so stay tuned for that. I am currently at an Airbnb and I had some free time, so I thought I would come here and chit chat about my first experience as a software developer. Before I get started, I just want to say that I am so beyond grateful for all of my past experiences because it led me to where I am today, and I am not trying to be disrespectful to anyone or any company in any sort of way. This is just my perspective of my experience as a software developer. So if you guys watched my previous video, you know that I went to coding bootcamp in November 2015. It was about 14 weeks and I graduated like end of January 2016. Right after I graduated, I started working on my resume and my portfolio, and then I started applying, I think maybe end of February, beginning of March I think is when I started very aggressively applying because I was desperate. I had not worked since October 2015, and you know, a girl's gotta eat. So I started applying to like 10 to 15 jobs every other day, and on the days I didn't apply, I was studying for those technical interviews that we all love, but I actually hate. I freaking hate those technical interviews. I still hate them. I don't think I will ever even remotely like them because they are just so nerve-wracking and I just forget everything and I just hate them so much. I feel like I will never be fully prepared for them. But yeah, that's beside the point. So I reserved like 3 days to apply to jobs and 3 days to study. And I still remember the first day I got my first rejection email. I got into my first car accident, and my only car accident, knock on wood, that was just a lovely day and I don't think I will ever forget it. It was March 1st, 2016. So yeah, plenty of companies rejected me, plenty of companies ignored me. I made like a spreadsheet to keep track of all the companies that I applied to and like kind of the status, and I still have it on my Google Docs so I could go back and share with you guys the details later. Obviously, you can't really be too picky for your first job because you're honestly just trying to get as much experience as you can so you can go on and work for a company that you actually, or a product that you would actually want to work for. So I was back and forth with a few companies, but one company or a startup that I found on LinkedIn, I think, or Built in LA, one of those websites, that it stood out to me because it was a stack that I wanted to work for, which was AngularJS on the front end, which I know is totally not relevant in today's world, and also Ruby on Rails on the back end. And this startup offered that full stack and they were looking for full stack developers. So obviously I really wanted to get my hands in there. So they actually ended up asking me to come in an interview. They were in Orange County and I was in Los Angeles. Orange County is probably an hour away. So I made my way down there. The technical interview part was very straightforward. They just asked me to review some code and that was pretty much it. They just asked me if I would understand it and I did. So they extended me the offer, so I decided to look them up on Glassdoor before I said yes or no. And when I looked them up on Glassdoor, they had 2.5 stars. I was a little bit iffy because first, the interview was so casual, and second, they had 2.5 stars on Glassdoor. But it was the full stack that I wanted to work for, and it was a job, a stream of income, and yeah, it was gonna be a new and cool experience, and I was very desperate to get out of the unemployment stage, so I ended up saying yes. I also ended up messaging a few past employers because I wanted to see how it was actually like working for that company, and one person actually told me to not work there no matter how desperate I was, but I ended up not listening to him, obviously. Apparently the new team that they were bringing on was going to be like the third or fourth team that the CEO had worked with because the other teams walked away. I actually had a friend with me in boot camp that was also open to working with me at this startup because he also really liked the full stack that they were offering. So I at least had him by my side. So when I first started, it was very casual. We just went in the first day and I found out that we were going to rebuild the entire front end, and that was where my focus was going to be. So I actually didn't really end up touching too much Ruby on Rails because we were mainly focused on just rebuilding the front end features. And the first day went by fine. I met a lot of new people, and they were all very nice. Everyone was very nice at this company. The only thing that really started to bother me is when our paychecks didn't come on time, because obviously I was working here to get paid. And yeah, so our checks started not coming on time. I realized that the owner of the company was very up and down. We would have unrealistic deadlines. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy, and I am so surprised I stayed there a little over a year because I was so stressed out about not getting paid on time. There was really no communication from upper management. We always had these crazy end goals but no idea of how we were going to get there. It was a very startup-y culture, I guess you can say. I mean, it was my first startup, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, but yeah, it was about 30 people and it was really fun too. I had an awesome experience there. It was really fun and also very stressful. Our project manager was awesome, and everyone was like kind of around my age, and I think we mostly got along pretty well. I think working here is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I don't think a lot of people experience this kind of company and culture. It was just very interesting, and obviously I was very desperate at first, which is why I first said yes to working there. But I am so thankful I said yes, because it did give me really good experience and it did lead me to where I am today, and I did meet some great people from it. I just wanted to share my experience to show you guys that your first job is not gonna be ideal at all. It's gonna be a little crazy, but you're gonna have to go through it to grow and to learn. And I was able to experience a lot there, and I feel like I grew a lot as a developer, and I definitely grew a lot as a person because I had to teach myself patience, a lot of patience, and more patience. And yeah, I also had to rent in Orange County because I was living in Los Angeles at the time. So just worrying about my paychecks coming in, paying for rent, eating, it was all a little crazy, but now it just seems like it was all a dream. There was very high turnover, obviously, and there were just so many different ideas and different directions, and it was a bloody mess, I would say. I don't actually think the company is still standing, but yeah, I just want to share with you guys that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope my story kind of helped you guys, and it was kind of, I think it was a little everywhere, but hopefully it kind of gave you guys some insight. I will be uploading my current update soon, so stay tuned for that, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, and if you guys have any like other videos you guys want me to cover as a software developer, leave the comments down below, and I will most gladly look into it and hopefully get that out for you guys. So yeah, have an awesome day, and I will talk to you guys soon.